Tony Ferguson in the news again saying, no, I'm not retiring, and fuck those who think I should. All right, Tony, well, if it's like that, then fuck you too. How about that, man? Because here's the thing. Tony Ferguson is lashing out at people who actually, when I say Tony Ferguson should retire, it's not because I'm this mean guy who doesn't like Tony and never enjoyed a fight of his and wants to see him retire and, go off into irrelevancy. That's not what I think. I just think you just got choked out by Bobby Green, which is a sentence that would have never, ever been said, 8 years ago or 10 years ago, let's call it, that would have never happened. I mean, the idea that Bobby Green choked out Tony Ferguson is absolutely, it's mind-boggling. And to see that, to watch that, right? To objectively watch that, I don't care how big of a Tony Ferguson fan, supporter you are. How could you watch that and think, yeah, Tony still has it in him? Yeah, he does. What is that, 6 fights in a row for Tony of losses? 6 losses in a row? I mean, at that point, what are we fighting for? A paycheck at that point? I think there's other ways for you to make money that's not involving, tarnishing your legacy more and more. I think Tony would probably make a great coach. If Tony was to work at his local high school or, whatever the case may be, teaching a wrestling team, maybe he could start up a gym, he could work as an instructor at someone else's MMA gym, you know what I mean? Who knows? But, there's ways, he has his own garage and shit like that. He could start up his own gym right there in the garage and, do that. Have private clients. Tony could easily do all that. He could teach jiu-jitsu to people. He's a 10th planet jiu-jitsu black belt. Maybe Eddie Bravo could hook him up with a school. There's ways out of this. And for him to continue on is just, it's only going to continue to ruin the great legacy and memory that people had of you. You're going to go out like you are currently going out like BJ Penn. BJ Penn, guys, for those of you that weren't watching the sport at the time, BJ Penn was that guy. He was that damn good, bro. He went from the lightweight division to the welterweight division, won titles in both. And when he beat Matt Hughes, guys, you have to understand, Matt Hughes was considered to be the best welterweight of all time at the time. That was prior to George St. Pierre had his run. So BJ Penn beat a welterweight GOAT to capture that second belt. And then what happened? He ends up getting knocked out by, pedestrians at the bar, outside of a bar. Tony is ruining his legacy and the memory of Tony Ferguson. People are going to remember the front kick that Michael Chandler landed on him. People are going to remember all of these, losses as opposed to the great victories that he had. It's what happens when you continue to fight like this. Nobody talks about Chuck Liddell when he was, the Iceman Chuck Liddell trying to finish the fight. Tito Ortiz is hurt. Oh! Nobody talks about that anymore. People talk about, the fact that he went out with 8 consecutive knockout losses. You know what I mean? It sours it a bit. Chael Sonnen says this one thing where everybody likes chocolate cake, but nobody wants to eat chocolate cake for 25 minutes. Meaning there's a certain period of time where if you stick around too long, if you do something for too long of a time, it no longer is enjoyable. Sure, if I have one piece of chocolate cake, it's going to be nice. But when I'm on my 83rd piece, it's going to be torture. And Tony, there's a fly around here. I'm trying to catch it like Bruce Lee. Just right out the air. And Tony is sticking around too long. And it is what it is. But hey, he told me to go fuck myself. So it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should Tony Ferguson retire? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Doesn't matter. Just join the discussion, and please follow for more. Thank you.